Hey, check out the stuff you shouldn't do with a new aquarium. This isn't in it, and this isn't in it, so clickbait? No, you've already clicked. Now it's time to utilize the... Just watch the video.
What's going on, everybody? And this is Jay Wilson, and we're starting a series on what not to do when purchasing or procuring an aquarium for your house, your office, or wherever you're going to put a new aquarium. And these are some things to do and some things not to do when doing this, whether it's procuring it, adding background, substrate, fish, lighting, filtration. We're going to cover all those steps in various different videos to make it much easier for you when getting a new aquarium. So this one's going to be based off of procuring an aquarium. So when you get an aquarium, whether you purchase it new or you get it used, and if you're looking for new aquariums, go to the description below and check out a place where you can get awesome aquariums. But when you're procuring an aquarium, there's a few things you want to be careful of. Not too big, not too small for the fish you want to keep. So make sure you get the right size aquarium for the right size fish. In this case, we want to get Tropheus. And this is a 90-gallon aquarium. And so for a 90-gallon aquarium, I can get a nice little colony of Tropheus and nothing else. Peacocks, 75 and above. Haps, 6 foot and above. South and Central Americans, I'm keen to say 6 foot and above, however people do it in less. And if you're doing something shell dwelling, you can easily do that in a 15-gallon aquarium or bigger. And a community of lake Tanganyika fish can probably be done nicely as long as you're getting the right size fish in a 40-gallon breeder or bigger. So this 90-gallon aquarium is perfect for exactly what we want to do. It's not too big and it's not too small for the space that we have it in. Now, this is a hand-me-down aquarium, so there's a few things you want to look for. How is it cared for? How is it stored? Does the silicone look like it's separated? Because remember, the glass doesn't touch each other. It's the silicone that helps adhere the two pieces of glass together. So this aquarium did have water in it, so I know that it was taken okay care of. But some of the ones that we find off Craigslist and Facebook, oh yeah, we got a sweet deal. We saved a few $100, but we spent $1,000 later on from all the fish we lost, the blowouts, the cleaning of the carpets, the ruining of the baseboards. Do you get where I'm going? It's not a good picture. So sometimes spending a few extra $100 or even $1,000 to get a new aquarium, which sometimes are much cheaper than we think, can go a lot longer in not only our mental capacity of not freaking out, but an ease for our significant other that may have been hesitant to allow a new aquarium in the house. So for this 90-gallon, I believe it's an old Hagen tank. And so some things you want to double check. If it's got a canopy, does the canopy open without hitting anything? This one does not have a center brace, so my capabilities are a little bit bigger if I want to put a ton of different stuff within the glass. This doesn't open from the front, it opens from the side, so I also have to make sure that this is good enough for any of the filtration that I'm going to be putting in this aquarium. We're probably going to be going with some Sun-Suns, and they will fit, because I've already measured, underneath this stand. So 2 Sun-Suns for me for this 90-gallon. Now, some of the other things you don't want to do is place this aquarium on an unlevel surface. Just because you have a floor doesn't mean that it's level. So you need to double check and add shims where needed, because that will go a long way in not allowing your tank to bow, flex, or then separate and spray water all over your floor. Now, 90 gallons is a pretty decent sized tank. It's 4 foot by 24 by 18 front to back, and it's a really good universal style aquarium for a lot of different fish keepers. So 90 gallons got the same footprint as a 75, and so I would always go with a 90 gallon if you can handle the height. So Tropheus, now the next steps I have to think about are, since I'm doing Tropheus, do I want to do a background? What color substrate? You go too dark, you go too light, and you can wash out colors of these fish. Yes, that does happen, so you have to understand what you're doing with what fish. We're going to go with a lighter sand. It's going to be a carrot sea sand, so we'll see how that comes along here in the next week or so. And then we're deciding if we want to do a background. Of course, we're going to do a background, but we want to make sure that the background is not too deep. So I'm going to double check, of course, Universal Rocks' website, but I really don't have to check the website. I can just go out there and check and see which one's going to fit perfectly in terms of not taking up too much space, but giving it that really neat and dramatic look that I'm going for. Then we've got to get on with the lights. Not sure if I'm going to use a cheaper light that we have laying around or maybe purchase one. So with all that being said, some of the don'ts is don't overlook some of the details of your aquarium. Make sure you get the right one and it's not too big or not too small, not only for the fish, but for the space. Make sure if it's used, it was a well taken care of aquarium, and if it's new, that you put it on a stand that's approved by the manufacturer. If it's unlevel flooring, make sure that you use leveling feet or shims to make sure that the aquarium is level, and you can do this by using any old household level. That prevents this aquarium from causing a disaster later on. So folks, I'm excited. 90-gallon trophy is built. It's going to be epic. Follow me along on the journey. And if you have any tips or points or I missed something for some of the newcomers, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And remember, this is the start of getting an aquarium and setting it up for African cichlids. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, tweeting, retweeting, doing all of the things that you do to keep this channel relevant. Sunday, we're going to go pick out some amazing stuff for Liam's little aquarium, so check that out. And last Wednesday, which was 2 days ago, we did an awesome sub of the week with Palmer Fish Q&A. So check that out, give him a sub. And this Wednesday coming up, we've got some really cool stuff. So enjoy your weekend, do something nice for somebody, hold a door, let somebody cross the crosswalk. Seriously, slow down. Don't be the douche canoe who cut somebody off just because you were 30 seconds late when you could have woken up 30 seconds earlier because you decided that checking a Facebook status was more important that night. Does that make sense? You know what's next. Aha!